And it's not just about writing a check, it's lending your time and your love and your care and compassion.
That's JT talking about his Jason Taylor Foundation. He sat down with Omar Kelly to talk about his work in the community, Rex Ryan, and his time playing in New York.
Jason, anytime you hear the Jets chant, J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 what's your reaction now?
You know, for 6 months of my life, it was for my team. So, you know, for the other 14 and a half years, it wasn't. So, you know, I've come to like a lot of people in New York and have a lot of friends up there still and fans. And I don't know how many fans I have left, but I have some friends up there. So I know it's not what people want to hear, but, you know, it is what it is.
Do you view the Jets any differently now that you've been part of that organization?
Actually, I do, probably in a little better light, having been around some of the people. But again, on Sundays, it's the opponent, it's the enemy, you know, it's the rival. So, you know, the fire is still there to beat them, just as it was last year when I was on the other side and wanting to win games.
What was it like playing for Rex Ryan?
He's a unique individual, and I think so different than a lot of other coaches in this league, pretty much every other coach in this league. You see how he talks and acts, and, you know, what you see on TV is what you get in real life.
How does his demeanor and relationship with players compare to Coach Sperano?
I know I, for one, think very highly of Tony, and he cares about you personally and professionally, and it's just, it shows differently. Obviously, Rex is very out there and in front and kind of boisterous, and if you play for him, you love him. If you play against him, or, you know, you play for the other team, or you're a fan of the other team, you tend to say it gets on your nerves or whatever, but they're both similar, but in their own ways.
What do you think your reception is going to be like walking into Jet Stadium?
It always is fun to go to New York and play. Play against the Jets, and, you know, like I said, the rivalry is there. While it may not be what it's been in years past, it's still, you know, there's still that fire on both sides, and it'll be fun to play.
Now, getting on Jason Taylor Foundation, what was the reason behind you beginning the foundation?
To make a very immediate impact, you know, very focused, immediate impact in our own community and kind of in the areas that we wanted to do it in, that being children and education. My wife and I decided, let's try to do this on our own and be able to concentrate it where we want to concentrate it, and kind of piggyback, you know, some of the things that I saw people like Dan Marino and Alonzo Mourning doing in this community. How
much hands-on are you guys, the Taylor family, in these events and foundation?
We do a lot, more than people I think would expect. My wife's been very active over the last few years, and we have a fantastic staff that does it on each and every day and keeps the thing running.
When did you know that, hey, I'm really making a difference in the community?
Well, there's so many times that you get touched, and it still happens, and it could be the smallest thing, just going to the reading room and visiting kids. I think the biggest thing we're probably most proud of is the scholarships that we've been able to give out through Take Stock in Children in conjunction with the foundation. We have about 30-some scholarship kids now that when they graduate from high school, they'll be able to go on to college now and have an education in college. And we have a few that are currently in college, but a lot more coming up through the ranks and getting ready to take that step and be the first in their family to go from a high school education to the collegiate level. When will you know when it's time to hang it up? You know, some of those decisions are made for you, and you know, eventually they're going to pull the plug on you. Did you think you'd play this long? No, heck, I wanted to make a practice squad back in 1997. You know, I was just so happy to be in the league and have an opportunity to play and you know, to come down and play on a team with Dan Marino and you know, Zach Thomas and all the guys that were around then. I would have never thought 15 years later I'd still be sitting here. What do you plan to do once you're done with football? I don't know. We'll see. I think there's some opportunities out there, business-wise and maybe in television, hopefully. If those opportunities are still there, we'll explore them. If not, I'll be out fishing somewhere.
Captain Taylor has a nice ring to it. Once Jason retires from the game, I'm sure we'll be seeing him on TV somewhere. But some great work going on at the Jason Taylor Foundation.